Hi guys, today we are going to make one of my favorite cakes. It is jam-packed full of gooey, delicious goodness. It is a dark chocolate polenta cake slathered with salted caramel sauce and topped off with a little tart hit of creme fraiche. It's going to start off in a bowl with some butter and some sugar, and just like any cake, we are going to beat it up until it's nice, soft and light. So into the bowl with some softened butter, and we're also going to go in there with a little bit of caster sugar. So straight in there, and all you gotta do is grab up your beater and get mixing. So I'm just about getting used to this whole American baking situation where the butter is not yellow, it's kind of like a pale yellow. It still makes delicious cakes, but I still kind of miss my Irish butter. Okay, this is looking pretty good, so I'm just gonna remove the beaters for a moment, and we're gonna add 3 large free-range eggs in here. And the top tip when you're mixing this through is to do 1 egg at a time and beat after each addition. This will make sure that you get a really nice, evenly combined cake batter. So, 1 egg in, and let's get beating. Okay, we've got our 3 eggs evenly combined, so now it's time to make things a little bit more interesting. We have some beautifully melted dark chocolate, and this is where you get all that wonderful rich flavor. There's no cocoa powder here. This is all about proper dark chocolate, and do source some really good quality one because it really will add to the flavor of this cake. So dark chocolate goes straight on in there. Once you have that in there, we're just gonna fold it through with a little touch of vanilla extract. Now, you don't have to add the vanilla extract in here, but it gives this lovely floral sweetness that really makes a difference in a cake like this, and it actually works extremely well with the chocolate in there. So just a little drop of that goes in. Now, the interesting thing about this cake is that it is completely gluten-free. Instead of flour, we're gonna be using a combination of ground almonds and polenta. And you can use polenta or cornmeal, but what you want to make sure is that you have a really fine cornmeal that you're going to use. And now, the one thing I will say is if you want to keep this completely gluten-free, make sure that you find some gluten-free baking powder, and that's exactly what we have here. And now all you got to do is fold it through. There's a sweetness and a sort of kind of that nutty element that you get from the ground almonds, but the sweetness that you get from the polenta really gives a richness to this cake. It literally smells so good right now, really chocolatey and really decadent. So at this point now, we're gonna transfer it out into a pre-lined baking tin, and you wanna get all that mixture out into the center. We have this spread across the base, and a really good little tip is to make sure that you get a nice even bake on this, is just to give a little dip in the center of the cake to ensure even baking all the way around. This is looking pretty good now, so it's gonna bake off in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 180 degrees Celsius, and it's gonna bake in the oven for about 40 minutes, a little bit longer than a normal cake, but it does result in the most delicious dark chocolate cake you will ever try. The cake has come out of the oven, it is cooled completely, and now it is ready to be served up. But right now, it just looks like plain old chocolate cake, but we are going to amp it up by slathering it with salted caramel sauce and a dollop of creme fraiche. If you want the recipe for the salted caramel sauce, we will leave it in the box below and you can check it out. It's right here. Very easy recipe and very simple to make. Let's slice it up. I think I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious with my slice today. A nice little sliver of that, and look how dense and moist that looks. So just plonk it on a plate, and now it's time for the magic. We are going to slather it with this salted caramel sauce just over the top like this. I think you've got to go a generous amount, and then finish it off with a good dollop of creme fraiche. And now I'm just gonna have to try it because it looks so good. So grab up a fork. Oh, I can't tell you how excited I am about this. It just looks so good. You know what? When it comes to chocolate cakes, I love the fudginess you get from this cake, but moreover, that really rich taste of chocolate that runs through it because there's no cocoa powder. This is all about proper dark chocolate through this. Then you have that layer of salted caramel over the top and that little hit of tartness from the creme fraiche. This is what I like to think of as a bit of a grown-up chocolate cake, but it is one that is absolutely a crowd pleaser. If you want the recipe, you will get it in the box below over on my website. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment letting me know if you're going to try this decadent dark chocolate cake, And of course, like this video, share with your friends, and I'll see you on all the social media, which will be on screen right now. Until then, my friends, enjoy this recipe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye. You need to source some gluten-free pancakes. Sorry, my brain is not working. Here we go. No, I've made a mess. Okay, sort of torte or a cake torte. That's what we'll call it.